Fellas, RJ from Ravioli Fitness here. Fat acceptance. It's morally bankrupt and it's unethical. Now, when I say fat, I'm not talking about somebody that's 10 or 20 pounds overweight. That's its own category. That's overweight. And even if you're going by BMI, which is a flawed metric, to be fair, someone like me would be considered obese. I have 15 pounds of loose skin from losing 185 plus pounds. And I've got a lot of muscle on my frame. Well, not a lot, but I'm getting there. So for me, yes, I'm in the obese category, but I'm very healthy. I'm very active. I eat well. I have no health issues. The same cannot be said for someone that is morbidly obese, someone that is 50 plus pounds overweight, someone whose BMI is in the mid to late 30s. That's unacceptable, okay? It's not acceptable to do that to yourself. Now, I'm not saying that you're a bad person if you're in that category. You're just simply someone who's struggling or even suffering in some cases. Some of them are, well, actually not some cases, all of them are suffering in some way. There's something that's either wrong with them or going to be wrong with them if they continue to be in that state. As someone who used to be morbidly obese as a child, okay, even before I was a teenager, I was morbidly obese, which means that my obesity was actively speeding up the rate in which I will die. So, that's kind of morbid for that to happen to a child, but it did. I know what it's like to not be able to get out of bed, to have to roll and do some kind of funky maneuver just to stand up. I know what it's like to get tired just walking a few steps up the steps. I know what it's like to hate yourself, to not want to look in the mirror ever, to never look in the mirror. I know what it's like to get so depressed that you don't shower for days or even weeks, and the folds get like this weird gunky stuff under them and it stinks, and you can run your finger across it and some gunk comes off and you flick it in a trash can. I know what that feeling is like. It's happened to me. But I've also overcome that. And I did that essentially on my own. I didn't have any help. My parents didn't help me at all. Had no counsel, no trainer. As a teenager, from age 13 to 15, I lost over 185 pounds just simply doing one thing: eating less calories. It's simple, but the thing is, a lot of people slip up because in this society we live in, S-words, stuff like this is so readily accessible that you can get it anywhere. You can get this at a pharmacy, at a Walgreens, where you're supposed to get medication. And you know, it's funny. Morbidly obese people have so many health conditions. They have diabetes, arthritis, they're prone to more cancers. Yet when they go to the pharmacy to get their medicine that they need because they're so big, this stuff is for sale there. You know, you got donuts, cookies at the pharmacy. So you see what kind of world we live in where it's almost pushed to be obese. And that's sort of why we have this fat acceptance movement going on, because it's so commonplace now due to this messed up world that we live in where sugar, which is essentially a drug when you think about how addictive it is and how harmful it is to you, is so readily accessible. It's everywhere you go. It's in every pantry you go. You're almost set up to fail. But that's not an excuse, because at the end of the day, accountability comes into play. You have control over whether or not you eat this entire thing of Oreos, or if you just have one or two, or if you even buy it at all. I didn't buy that. You have control over drinking 5 2-liter bottles of soda in a day. You can not do that. That's an option. Being healthy is an option. Being morbidly obese is also an option, regardless of your health conditions. Even if you're predisposed to being overweight, being morbidly obese is not something you're born into. It's something you work up to. Much like getting fit, getting fat takes a while. It's a process. You had to do the work to get there, the work being sitting on your ass and eating all day, and you also have to do the work to get out of there, which is moving more and eating less. I'm all for body positivity for people that have conditions, people that have lost limbs, people that have loose skin like me because they had to go through a lot of stuff to lose the weight. And even in some cases, I'm for body positivity for people that are obese or even morbidly obese. Positive in the sense that, I'm not dead yet, and I do love myself and my body, even though it's massive. Maybe I should make a change so I can live longer and appreciate myself and others more. That's the kind of body positivity and not fat acceptance, because you should never accept it, but that's the kind of body positivity I can get behind. What I can't get behind is this lie that is told to people by these fat activists that it's perfectly acceptable and it's not dangerous to be fat or morbidly obese, because it is. It just simply is. We lose hundreds of thousands of people in this country alone every year due to obesity. Worldwide, we lose millions of people every year due to obesity. Doctors and medical practitioners tell you to lose weight not because they don't like you, not because it's patriarchal or racist or anything like that. They tell you to lose weight because they care about your health, and they know that being morbidly obese is terrible for your health. But I just wanted to basically just make this statement. If me, being a 13-year-old, can lose over 185 pounds on my own just by eating less and just common sense eating, maybe I shouldn't eat that whole pizza by myself, you, presumably a full-grown adult with your own autonomy, your own whatever, you can certainly lose weight too. Because honestly, it's difficult to make a change in your life. It's always difficult to change. But nothing in life worth doing is easy. So it being difficult is not an excuse. Put the work in and recognize that it's not acceptable. And love yourself enough to work for a change. But I think that'll be it for today's video. I'd appreciate if you'd like, share, subscribe, all that stuff, so that we can put good fitness information out there. And I will speak to you again maybe soon. I don't know.